Fantastic Four, they are all in right now on the marketing for this movie. Look, they are getting the name out there. Little Caesars launches new pizza inspired by the upcoming Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah. It needs ham and pineapple.
No,
Or
fuck
bacon and
that.
pineapple.
No fucking way. We've got pepperoni, cheese,
basic,
bacon and sausage,
basic,
pepperoni and jalapeno.
basic.
Ham and pineapple, nobody wants that. They wouldn't sell a fucking single one.
I think they would.
But they are all out for the marketing on this shit. Here's the Galactus bucket, which is $80, by the way.
I'm not buying that shit. It's cool. I'm not spending $80 on a fucking popcorn bucket.
I'm not buying this either. I mean, look, I might have to get that pizza just because it intrigues me.
But it's just a pizza.
I know it's just a pizza. But
so what's special about it? You could literally just order that same pizza right now.
It's because I haven't been to Little Caesars in a while. There's one right across the street. And now this has me wanting to go there just to get this as an excuse. But we've got the Galactus popcorn bucket. We've got the Fantastic Four popcorn bucket where this looks a little strange with the angle. It's tough to know from this angle what Reed Richards is stretching. But it's his hand, okay? Calm down, everybody.
The phrasing is phenomenal. Yep.
It's his hand. This doesn't even look like Pedro Pascal.
No.
This looks more like Cassian Andor than Pedro Pascal.
Kind of, actually. Yeah, not wrong.
But they got Nikes. They got Fantastic Four Nikes out there. Not gonna lie, those look like I would have worn them in high school. No joke. They got fantastic berry flavored milk. Did you try that?
No.
This person just went to a next level. I need to drink invisible woman milk straight from the jugs. But look, they're going all out with this thing. When you look at all these different popcorn buckets, some of which we saw individually, all the different marketing stuff, they are all in. And I mean, not surprisingly, we knew this, but now Kevin Feige is saying, hey, just so you guys know, Fantastic Four leads directly into the events of Doomsday. Did you guys know that? I hope you know that you have to watch this movie in order to be ready for Avengers Doomsday.
Too many things to catch up on, and that's such a big problem with the MCU right now, because initially when the MCU started, they were trying to get away from like the comic book format of you needed to read 50,000 comics to understand what was going on. And now, because there's so many different movies and TV shows and there were so many timelines, everyone's confused. So now basically it's the equivalent of being a comic reader. You can't just go to the movies and casually see one of the MCU films. So you might as well just read the comics because they're significantly better.
Yeah, I mean, they just released the What to Watch Before Ironheart.
Yeah.
And it's Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness, Wakanda or Black Panther, and Wakanda Forever, and the What If series.
Yeah.
They're saying that's what you need to watch before Ironheart.
That's insane. Ay, ay, ay.
Which is nuts. But look, they have bet a lot on this movie. Pedro Pascal was not their first choice to play this character, Mr. Fantastic, but he's going to be a huge part to play. They also just announced a fourth Marvel movie is going to release in 2028.
Whew.
So for all their talk about, scaling back, focus on quality over quantity, never put out more than 2 or 3 movies a year. Now we've got another movie, and a lot of people are speculating that could be a Fantastic Four sequel, potentially.
Marvel would never lie to us. Are you accusing them of lying about their schedule? They would never.
They would never, ever.
Never.
But like, they're going all out for it, and understandably so, because this movie has to be a success.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of other ways that they led up, right? Where people were invested in this story, invested in this character, and then it all led up to a really cool culmination event that people enjoyed. Instead, they're trying to get us to do the opposite, right? Nobody cares about any of these fucking characters that are going to be in Doomsday. They don't care about Black Captain America. They don't care about the Thunderbolts or New Avengers. Those movies flopped historically bad for them. We don't know whether we'll care about Fantastic Four. but they're selling you on the idea of the big team up for Doomsday, of which they've done no build up to. They're selling you to that to get you to go to this. And I don't know if it's going to work.
I don't think that it's going to work. I'm sure that this movie is going to inevitably make some money because there are so many people who are just willing to shut up and consume product. But I don't think that this is going to make the amount of money that they would ultimately need. I don't see this making $500 million. I don't see this making $1 billion. I feel like, sure, they have a little bit of name recognition with some of these actors. They might be able to get some of the younger kids. Well, I guess they were young 30 years ago when Stranger Things was coming out. They might be able to get some of those kids interested because of stupid Joseph Quinn and his performance in Stranger Things. That was terrible. Vanessa Kirby's an established actress. She's good. And then Pedro Pascal is like Hollywood's little bitch right now. But I just don't see this making $1 billion for them.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think they think so. And obviously, big war against DC in the summer. They're going to be going up against Superman as well. Who knows what that'll do? But
I'm mildly excited for Superman. It's just such a different feeling than the other movies. That's why I'm so skeptical still. I hope it comes out and it's good, but
I would love to get a great Superman movie. I feel very meh about it right now.
Yeah, like, there's some cool shots. I just don't know if a couple of cool shots is going to equal a good movie when they're actually in the movie. I think that the problem that I'm seeing with the teasers and trailers is it feels very artsy-fartsy. It feels like, oh my god, we did all this cool technology and all these cool cinematic shots. Yeah, but how's the story?
Right, it also had the same cinematographer as The Flash. Which we saw how that looked, you know.
Yeah.
It is the same cinematographer, and some of the shots look a little wonky and look similar to some shots that we saw in that. So I don't know, but
yeah, that's true.
Big summer, big July for Marvel and DC.